Introducing new Vibram Fivefingers Hardtops. The best shoes just got better. Alright, not really guys, this is just a project of mine. I've always been a fan of Vibram shoes. This is my third pair of their Fivefingers. But all the pairs I've had, they've had the same flaw of being squishy on the top. Every single one is squishy. And like you drop something on your foot, it sucks. Like even if it's something super small like a spoon will hurt your foot. So I've always wanted something more sturdy on top. So I recently, as you may have seen in my other videos, I bought some Ironclad gloves, 2 pairs. Now I bought a 3rd pair for this project. Took my Vibram Fivefingers Spyridon MR Elites, which I did paint a little bit of green on, but this is the original. And then what I did was I took off all these little pads. Took them off with this de-seamer thing, thread ripper, whatever you want to call it. I took that and just unsewed it all and ended up with this glove. That's what it looks like without all the armor. Still a pretty good glove. I'm still going to keep this around, use it. Ironclad makes pretty good stuff. I like the other gloves I bought from them better, but this is still a pretty decent feeling glove. So after I took them off, my original plan was to just glue them down with this glue. This is my second favorite glue. I use it for costume armor all the time. Works real good for gluing things like little plates to cloth. So I thought it worked good for this project. Boy, was I wrong. Being one of my favorite glues, it didn't really do shit on this project. These little pads here, they I don't know what Vibram makes them out of, but they're pretty resistant to glue, apparently. That it stuck, but it just was like sticky and just peeled right off on its own, or anytime anything flexed. So I was like, alright, we'll move on to my favorite glue, E6000. That didn't work. I tried that, let it dry, and it just did similar, where it just kind of didn't want to stick. I mixed the two, and that made an interesting glue, but it still didn't work. So I ended up moving on to sewing. I sewed it all on by hand. It took me about 8 hours or so, maybe 6. There were some breaks thrown in. Had to take breaks because it was hard. First I started with the needle, and I broke a needle. I broke 2 needles actually. I don't know what size. I can't grab that with these gloves. There we go. So I don't know what size this needle is in sewing needle sizes, but like if it was like a piercing needle or a hypodermic needle, it'd be like a 16 or 17 gauge, I would guess, somewhere around there. Yeah, I broke 2 of those, and that's my 3rd one. And I spent all forever just sewing by hand. So it's a little bit crude, and I did it with gray upholstery thread. I did gray because my choices were gray or green, like olive drab green. I figured this would work better as far as colors go. And so then once I did it, I colored in them with Sharpie. But along the way, it got tough. I was just sewing by hand. My hands started hurting after a few hours. I actually ended up wearing a glove while sewing, and it helps a big time. Makes a huge difference. But it still wasn't enough with how hard this rubber is to push a needle through. It wasn't enough. I ended up moving on to my Leatherman and just pinching it and pushing it through, pinching the other side, pulling it through. And yeah, that was what I had to do. But it came out pretty nice. Came out better than I thought. I had to make some alterations. Here, I cut that part off. That was this part. That part ended up getting moved over to be an ankle little guard here. I cut the bottoms off here because when you fold this little pad that I took off the back of the palm here, that was pressing into the toe, or the armor for it. It still does here on the pinky. I was thinking of going back and cutting this little bit off and sewing it down again, but it's not as funky feeling as these 2 were, so I think I'm going to leave it for now. We'll try it out. If I need to, I'll go back, because it takes forever to sew through this material. Cut off the border because it just wasn't wide enough. I mean, it's too wide, sorry. There's not enough room in the toes. It's actually sewed right into the edge. As you can see, there's a border here, but not on here. And so, yeah, I just did that. And I put, like, the knuckle guard on the back of the heel. I didn't really know what to do with it. I didn't want to let it go to waste. It's a little awkward there, but it's not any less comfy. Don't think I really need it. But now I got some ankle support and protection, so that's cool. I lined it up with the little tab here so it could fit. It also needed to fit where I put that other ankle guard. And it also just happened to be a similar curve to right here that was already in the shoe. So it lines up pretty decently. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this project. It took a lot longer than I thought, because I thought I was just going to easily be able to glue things down. Like, I knew Vibram made some quality product, but wow, it doesn't even stick to glue. That's pretty crazy. My two favorite glues, my favorite shoes beat my favorite glues. So, yeah, pretty tough stuff. But Vibrams, if you're watching this, I hope you like my idea and you take it and make an actual production line and send me a pair of your actual versions. Take these as a prototype. I like them so far, even though I haven't gotten to really test them out a whole lot, but I've tried the one. Hopefully I'll finish this one tomorrow and get to try them out. They don't feel too much less comfy. They're a little stiffer, but that's about it. I might put little bevels on all these notches, so that way I get a little more flex in them. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy. And if Vibrams ever wants to make a pair and wants someone to test them, I'm volunteering. Because, yeah, my favorite shoes just got a little better. And hopefully they'll make these shoes even better. So, yeah, if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave it in the comment section or whatever. And Vibrams and Ironclad, you guys make some awesome products. And now I think they just got a little bit better. So keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, hope everybody likes my idea.